All right, guys, the club is back. It's Tuesday night. We have a very special guest. You might know her from ESPN. It is, of course, Charly. She is joining us here. We're going to talk about NFTs, about Top Shot, about Underdog. Who knows? We'll talk about the Super Bowl. Let's do it. It's time for Club Top Shot. Damian, you can retire. Let's call up Steve Kerr right now. Tell him you're done. 3-on-2 game.
Oh, I'm an incredible basketball player. Awful shooter. Awful shooter.
Nasty jumper.
Would you ever gamble on shooting?
Here we go.
Let's see.
We got jaw lighting up again.
On that note, let me go.
All right.
Club Top Shop going up on a Tuesday.
Love. All right, guys.
Yes, up on a Tuesday. I love that.
That's what I like, Charly. Sometimes I feel the onus right at the start of the show to get our energy levels up.
Wait.
And you just come right out.
Listen,
Charly, did you know who that was?
no.
That's I Love McCona. He has a song with Drake. Got the club going.
Oh, that's
up.
him?
That's him.
Oh, you know what?
But
You know what? I feel bad. Sometimes there's these people whose lyrics will be ingrained in our brains for the rest of time, but we have no idea who they are or what they look like, and they just could be walking down the street. You'd have no clue. So shout out to that guy.
That's right. Yeah, it was the absolute perfect fit when we heard that we could book I Love McConan on our show on a Tuesday. And we've even been talking about maybe some scheduling stuff. And it's like, I think our show is just forever has to be on a Tuesday now because of that drop from him.
Tuesday is just a really good day in general. I mean, even when I walked downstairs this morning and my doorman, I was like, hey, how's it going? He's like, it's Taco Tuesday. I'm like, it is Taco Tuesday. And I got excited. Then I was like, should I make tacos tonight? And I didn't. But, Tuesday just has a lot of good connotations.
It does. It does. I've also noticed I'm very susceptible to food suggestions. People were talking about sushi in Discord today, and I normally just always make my lunch at home, and I ordered Grubhub sushi because it just even having that nugget
out.
I know it felt very indulgent to do, but I did it.
It is an indulgent thing, sushi for lunch. But you know what? You are a hard worker. I can see here you are.
I earned it.
You got to treat yourself, Pete.
Yeah. Andy, of course, welcome to the show. You got your technical difficulties figured out here?
Yeah, my webcam wasn't working, so only my Mac webcam was working, so I had to restart my computer. It was a whole thing. I thought it was my fault. I don't think it was. I don't know.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
Okay.
I did today. Thanks.
Wow, I misread who got the haircut there.
It looks fresh. Look at that.
Yeah, you look cute, Jack.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
You look
So,
cute.
Charly, we're excited to talk to you tonight. I guess just to kind of level set for us, where are you at within the NFT space as far as your familiarity?
Oh, I think you're gonna ask where am I at geographically?
I already did that before the show because I was like, "Are you on the West Coast?" And you're like,
I am.
"Idiot!
Look,
It's dark
everyone,
outside."
It is dark outside. I am in New York City. There's nothing happening outside those windows except for everything. Where am I in the NFT space? I am the most rookie of all rookies. All right, I just started dipping my toes. First and foremost, thank you to the gentleman below me, Jack. He gifted me my first NFT, so I'm actually in the Knights of Degen Club now, which I'm very honored to be. And I really am a big fan of the NFT that I was given because I feel like it really embodies me. Because speaking of food, this one has pizza just all stuffed in her mouth. And I'm like, if this isn't me, then I don't know what is. So that was my first little, entrance into the NFT space. And then last week, I bought my first pack of NFT Top Shots.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, NBA Top Shots rather. So that's where I'm at.
That's great.
I think you're doing a disservice. When we talked, you've been in crypto for a little longer.
But crypto to me isn't NFT. I mean, I guess they work hand in hand a bit, but I mean, yes, crypto I feel more knowledgeable about, and I've been investing in crypto for, I would say, close to a year now. And I've seen my highs and my lows. Right now I'm seeing lots of lows, guys. Gotta bring me up. Please,
Rough out
for the
there.
love of God, bring me up.
Ask,
NFTs,
ask Andy
I'm
if he
still
can do
learning.
something. That's generally what we do when the crypto prices aren't
I
going
can't.
well.
I'm trying as best as I can. But
What,
What
you,
do you
he was
want?
having technical difficulties. No, his power was off. He had to call the landlord.
Yeah, he's like, I cannot afford to pay my bills anymore.
I got
Please.
liquidated. It's over.
Now, Charlie, have you, in your crypto exploits, have you dabbled in buying Ethereum?
Yes. Ethereum was actually one of the first coins that I purchased because with most people, I think it's one of the more well-known coins out there. So Bitcoin was my very first purchase. I actually purchased it. Hold on. You know what? Also, Jack, thank you. You know what? You're really standing up for me today, saying, oh, when we talked last, you actually knew more about this. Everybody actually invested in 2017 for the first time in crypto. I bought my first piece of Bitcoin back in 2017. I was on a date with a man that I never went out with again, but he had an effect on my life because we were talking. He's like, are you in crypto yet? And I was like, no, should I be? And I'm one of those people, once someone tells me something, I'm like, oh my God, I got to figure out what all this is. So I went home, immediately started Googling, ignored his phone call, continued to Google. And then I was like, you know what, this is cool. I'm going to invest. And I'm happy that I did, because while most of my assets are down right now, what I purchased back in 2017 is still very, very much up. So Ethereum, I bought Ethereum. That was probably about a year ago. So things are still okay on that front, but yeah.
I love that. I mean, there's what's the phrase? Buy the rumor, sell the news. You bought the crypto tip and then sold the dude. You're just like, hey, I've got everything that I'm going to get out of this, and now I'm good.
Exactly. You see where my priorities are.
Well, the reason I asked about Ethereum too is because partly what happens, Bitcoin, like they literally call it digital gold. It's a little easier to just kind of store away. When you get this Ethereum, and we're going to talk about NFTs, that Ethereum starts to burn a hole in your MetaMask wallet. And so I'm just going to let you know, it gets very tempting to spend that Ethereum.
Yes. I have noticed that Ethereum is pretty much king in the NFT world. So I have been considering getting my hands on some more for that very reason.
That's right. Although, did you see Jack's tweet today? Did it make you uneasy that your NFT Sherpa was admitting that he's a bad NFT trader online?
I did see that. He's like, what's going on? Everyone's making millions and I just keep making all these bad decisions. But you know what? You're going to hit. I have a feeling, it's in my gut. You're going to hit it one of these days, and you're going to look back and you're going to retweet that same tweet. And you're going to say, this aged very well.
That's right. Jack, why were you so down on your luck today?
I wasn't down on my luck at all, because if you got to the end of the thread, which I didn't do it like a traditional Mike Levy thread, where it had 23 tweets and it was all put together and word counted. I kind of was just sparingly going through my thoughts. I realized I'm not an NFT trader, and for that reason, it really doesn't bother me. But I just wanted to share with others, because Twitter can be a very deceiving place. And right now it feels like everyone we know or follow is literally becoming Bill freaking Gates off of NFTs.
I know.
I will say,
everyone
Babs,
is but you.
Yeah, I will say like Babs, I think, is a good billionaire now in Pete's Discord. But besides that, who really knows how? So I was just stating, like, I bought a punk when they were cheap, so I'm already in the green for a very long time from that. But I've missed a ton, and so I think it can be overwhelming. It also prevents FOMO, and I think people need to realize, like, there are actual professional NFT traders who we're following who are doing this for their livelihood, for their job, and they're really freaking good at it. And not everyone can beat the market, and so it was half joking, half serious, half just getting my thoughts out
half
there.
A content play.
Half a content play. I will say
everything's a content play these days.
Yeah, everything is
You figured him out, Charlie.
I will say, I don't know how it is for others. I feel like when I've had Ethereum and spent it, I did miss. And then when I don't have, and I'm like, I freaking love this project, and then I don't buy it. Like, I do think I've seen the right projects. I think that's encouraging. But I'm no NFT trader, and I think that's all right.
Well,
So
I mean, it probably takes just like an actual, art dealer or someone who's into collecting art. I mean, think about how many people have probably bought pieces of art thinking that they'd be worth X at some point, and then they just come to find out, oh, this, didn't pan out the way I thought it would. Same thing. I mean, it's just a digital space for it. Yeah. So it's, probably Andy, a lot of learning to do, ebbs and flows.
Do you think you're an NFT trader or just a shit poster?
No, I'm just a shit poster. I'm not actually good. I will say I was like super bullish on like CloneX and Doodle and Azuki
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks, and that has paid off very well.
Yeah.
I bought like a decent chunk of those a few weeks ago when they were a lot cheaper than they are now.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm pretty bad at NFT trading because I'm just bad at trading in general, NFTs or anything. I'm way too emotional, and I get super attached to the things that I buy.
Like cryptos, I would imagine that was a bad trade for you.
I bought them.
Well, you
very
bought a lot
early,
early, yeah.
but yes, I mean, like there was a
Yeah.
point where I could have sold them for a lot of money, and I didn't because
Right.
I was like, I love my toads; they look really cool. I'm not going to sell them. And in retrospect, I should have sold the toads for a lot of money.
Right.
Well,
right.
would you say, Andy, too, because you were obviously very early with the DeFi stuff. I know you mentioned you were able to kind of get in there, audit the contracts, really kind of use that expertise to kind of help you. Is it the fact that you didn't get as emotionally attached to DeFi Ponzi's that allowed you to succeed more than with NFT trading?
I think so. Like, I mean, that kind of stuff, you don't really get an emotional attachment to like a governance token. I don't know. Like,
I'm pretty tied to my ENS bag right now.
you just love voting. Big fan of voting. But yeah, I feel like that's where there's a big difference where like with like governance tokens and DeFi stuff, it all kind of feels like a trade because you're just trying to find the thing that's most valuable at any given time or that has an interesting narrative. Whereas with NFTs, it's like, no, this Azuki that I have is really, really cool looking.
Right.
And if I sell this one, I might not be able to get another one in the future. And that would be a bummer.
And people have now tied their whole identities to some of these NFTs. Like, who's my guy who's got 35 apes? And I'm like, dude, just sell them, get off Twitter, and enjoy your $35 million. Like, I don't understand.
Is that how much he probably is worth right now?
No, not 35 million. It's not $1 million an ape.
Dingaling might be close to that. Doesn't Dingaling have over 100 apes?
Yeah, but Dingaling's
worth like $1 billion. That's like,
it's him and Babs in the billionaire club. Whatever.
You are being, I mean, we love Babs, but Jack, you are pumping his bags hard.
No, I love
this
Babs.
This is where I'm going to sound like a rookie. Who is Babs?
Okay, so the backstory on Babs is, so Pete is a content creator. I can't even point at him. He has a Discord. I told you about Discord, obviously. In his Discord, we've got a bunch of people into NFTs. One of the people is a Canadian. He's gorgeous, tall, grizzly guy from Canada who lives in an igloo. And he's become a professional NFT trader.
He lives in an igloo?
Virtually. I don't know.
He lives with his family of 3 children and still goes to his day job every day, Jack.
But now has Azukis, Bazookies. He's got every Zuki they have. And he's just done really well. So that's bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess so. Charlie, what are have you noticed specific projects that have intrigued you, or as you kind of want to dip your toes more into the water, what is kind of the spot that looks most interesting to you?
I mean, that's such a good question because I mean, right now I haven't really gone too extensively into one certain project. I haven't really delved too far into one thing yet. I'm kind of just perusing and seeing what I think appeals to me and reading the backstory and who other investors are. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But it's tough because right now you look at things and I'm like, oh, this one's cute. But I'm like, does that matter? Does it matter that I think it's cute? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, I'm trying to right now, maneuver this whole land with my head rather than my heart, because I could be like, this is so, I love this. I love the way it looks. But meanwhile, it's like, it's worthless. So I'm still trying to figure all of that out. What is your best advice, would you say, for someone like me who is still figuring it out? Where do you find these projects that are actually going to hit later on, and where do they come from?
Well, one thing I would say too, and I feel like you're onto something where we're talking about being the NFT trader and you kind of beat yourself up over, selling too early or buying too high. When you do buy stuff that you just like to hold, then you don't feel those swings as much because you're like, I just want to have this thing in my wallet for as long and I want to make it my profile picture and I just like it. And you kind of detach yourself from looking at the price. Whereas once you start being like, I want to flip, I want to make money, then you got to start, making better decisions. So I do think if you're just dipping your toes in the water, like finding a few things that you like just because it's cute or looks cool is definitely a good place to start for just even getting familiar with the mechanics of minting, of purchasing something. I think there's a lot that could be said for just getting your toes wet in that regard.
Okay, but what about prices? It's also another to say, oh, I'm going to spend, gosh, I mean, the prices can vary from almost nothing to like, we're just talking millions of dollars. I mean, I'm not going to, just because I think something's cute, go spend $500,000 on it so I can look at it in my wallet and make it my Twitter profile picture. Maybe listen, I hope one day I can come back on and say, hey, remember I said I wasn't doing that? I'm actually doing that now because I just have too much money. I don't know what to do with it. But for right now, it's not the position I'm in. So, how do you look at it from a financial perspective?
Andy?
Yeah, well, I guess for me, how I think about it, and like, again, I'm honestly not that good at this, but like where I think I've done the best is you kind of think about kind of like what Pete was saying in that you should buy stuff that you like or that you think is interesting. Because one of the things that I found is in situations where I've bought something just because, like, especially in NFTs, where I think it's just going to be a good trade, or I'm like, oh, this is going to go up over the next 3 weeks, and it doesn't. I don't really have a reason that I bought it other than buying into whatever narrative I saw on Twitter or that my friend told me or something. And so it's very easy for me to be like, all right, screw it, on to the next thing. I'm going to sell this thing for a loss and move on. And that's like not a bad thing if you find some better thing to buy. But where I've done the best long term is things where I've legitimately liked it and I've had some level of conviction that there are some other amount of people in the world who have the same interests as me who also think this thing is interesting. And like long term, some of those people will also find these NFTs and they'll like them. And if not, that's a bummer. It didn't work out. But at least when it's not doing as well, you have this story that you can tell yourself in your head where you're like, I think it's interesting. And there's other people who are like me in the world who would also think this is interesting.
That's the other thing I think is really cool about NFTs is building that community. So it's part of it is owning the actual NFT itself, having that in your wallet, but it's also you're forming connections with people you may not have been able to form connections with by buying this. So essentially you're kind of buying your way into a cool club, which is a cool concept of it all too.
Yeah. What kind of stuff from the outside maybe gives you hesitations about NFTs aside from kind of being overwhelmed by how big it is? Like, because I bet a lot of what you're feeling, other people might be feeling as well.
I mean, to be totally honest, the whole concept of NFTs is still very wild. It's, you're saying, oh, you have this great thing that you keep in your wallet. And it's like, okay, like I have this thing that I can click open an app and be like, oh, there's that beautiful picture that I spent thousands of dollars on. It's, when I could be walking around in head to toe Dior, let's say. So it is still just an interesting concept because it is tangible, but it's tangible in such a different way than what people are used to. It's not something that I have hanging up in my house that I can take off the wall and then put on another wall when I move apartments. It's different. And I think it's just still such an unknown space that it's a little freaky, but then you also see the expansion of all of the other aspects in this same space. Like there's now land for sale in the metaverse and there's realtors who will help you to buy your land. I'm like, okay, well, if
you need my stable guy, let me know. If you need my stable guy, he sells horses. I actually am upset with him.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. You have a horse in the metaverse already?
Yeah,
he has lots of
we
horses.
race horses.
Yeah, we race horses, and you own the horses as NFTs. Can we get a stream up, Pete?
I was going to say, if any of my Club Z guys in the Discord are able to get one of our horses in a race, send me a link. And
no, Charlie, this is what's crazy. This is what's crazy. The Z horse, I think, is actually what made a lot of NFTs click for me because it was a token, right? That's what all NFTs are, that you owned. You actually owned this horse. You didn't have to walk it or train it or pick up its poop like you do in real life, and you could enter it into races and then you felt that sense of ownership. And so I was like, okay,
How
I get
does your
this.
horse? Okay, because it's not trained by you.
Yeah.
I hope there's a trainer out there somewhere for the horse's sake. But how does your horse win? Who's training it? How do you
That's
know
a good.
skills-
I think the game isn't fully developed, in my opinion, to where you can train it. But right now, it's just based off your lineage, and then it's like a calculation of odds. So they'll say my horse is the 4th best odds. Now, like any horse race, it could run first, it could run last, but there are odds based. It's truly crazy.
That is insane.
Oh, there's breeding. There's breeding. You can breed horses. I can put mine up for stud. Yeah.
Can you buy like a steroid in the metaverse for your horse to take and it becomes
Not yet.
It's-
But
it's
I would
superior.
love to give my horse performance enhancing supplements.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm totally feeding mine PEDs. If there's money on the line, whatever I need to do.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, one thing that will come up a lot with NFTs, like to your point, is like, am I just staring at this JPEG in my wallet? And people will be like, what's the utility of this thing? And sometimes the utility might be like what you were describing, a community or getting into special events. But with the Zed horse racing, like there was true utility. It was like you can gamble on these horse races and you can win prizes based on your horse winning these races. So Zed was a really exciting concept as far as, you know, how NFTs could be utilized. But I don't know, Jack, how would you say, why has the project fizzled out so much from its hot start?
I like any project, not any project, but Bored Ape is 1 in a million where the hype just continues to rise. So you have these, same thing happened with Top Shot. It's happened with a bunch of others. A lot of hype gets behind it and they grow so quickly where it's at a point where it's like, okay, now you need to make sure we can have trainers in the game. Breeding works, but we don't want too many horses in the metaverse. So we need to restrict it. And there needs to be game theory and new tracks. And there needs to be stables in the metaverse and new tracks in the metaverse, right? And so all this stuff where originally all you had to do was buy the horse with Ethereum and race it. Now, you know, you've got outside investors and then you got to cover for legal regulations for gambling, right? So there's just these businesses scale to the point where it's like, oh, now we're a real thing. We need to comply. We need to build, you know, it would be like if Facebook had 1 million users in a day. Like we watched on this show, Zed go from 2,000 people that were playing in it to 20,000 after a week of just talking about it. And so you can imagine then it scales to 100,000, then it's game over. You know, the site's crashing, all that good stuff.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah. Like Azuki, I mean, Azuki, what's the utility of an Azuki? So I know it's like anime, right? But
I'll pull some of these up so Charlie can see these as we talk about
Charlie, these minted for 1 Ethereum 3 weeks ago, and now they're worth what, 15 Ethereum?
12.5 floor right
They're
now.
dropping. Yeah, my bags are getting ruined.
Yeah. Like this is a crazy situation. Like why is that? Like you said, I open my wallet, I look at that. Do I say, okay, that's worth $30,000 to me? And
Would
you
rather
know
have
what?
this or a new car?
Right. And I think that was our conversation around Bored Apes for the longest time was like, I don't get it. Why do people want these? Why do they? And that's where I think we kind of missed to a degree when we definitely knew about them. I mean, they were brought up every time we came on the show. And so you see projects like this, and this could fall all the way back to 1 Ethereum. Who knows?
And sorry, how did you say this took off? What was the peg that?
Yeah, Andy, what would you give credit to here?
I would say the art is really good. It's done by someone who's pretty high up at Blizzard. They work on Overwatch. And so I think there's like a general level of respect that comes when you come from like a traditional art background. Also, the developers are really, really sharp guys. I've spoken to them a couple times, and like they did some interesting things, innovating in like their smart contracts and stuff. And so generally that makes people more excited about it because it probably means they care. Like if you don't give a shit, you can just copy someone else's smart contracts and make a really crappy website and kind of go on with your day. And it doesn't seem like that is the case for them. And so I think that's something that gets people very excited about it. I would say it's probably a combination of those two things, plus just like the general narrative right now. But they've gone way higher than I ever would have expected.
Yeah. You know what FUD is, Charlie?
Bud?
Yeah.
No.
Does it stand for something?
Yeah,
Fear,
fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
Okay. So when
okay.
you say you're fudding something, right? I was just giving you the base level. So the chat thinks I'm fudding the Azukis, meaning I'm trying to make them sound not this great. They also are very invested in the Azukis. Pete's Discord members, they have like 50 between the crew of them. I think they're really cool. I would just say it's an example of a project that I think shot up to, like Andy said, heights we did not foresee in a very short period of time.
And I think another thing I've noticed, Charlie, that happens with the NFT, like there's these different cycles. And I know back in the summer, it was like every project that would mint, you know, when they first go live and people decide, and it's almost like getting a lotto ticket where you pay to get one of these and then it's revealed what you get. So maybe you get a super rare one. Maybe you get one that looks cool. Maybe you get a really plain one. And so there was a period where everything that was minting was just doing super well and the price was going up. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. Right now with these projects like Azukis and Doodles and Cool Cats, it seems like the established projects where people have more confidence in the team and that they're building and they're not just going to, hit the yacht after collecting your ETH. Like these are now, I think, the big movers right now in the NFT space. So it kind of goes to kind of what your style of NFT collecting. Do you like want to get in the ground floor, mix it up, gamble a little bit? Or do you want to find a team, a project that you think is more established that has like a less scary floor because they've already have this kind of, first mover advantage or something?
It's like investing in, it's the same
like the stock market.
Right. You're investing in Apple and Amazon, but it's tough, right? Because people want to get a full share of it. Well, Amazon's only 3,000. These are 30,000. So that's where Andy comes in and builds an entire ecosystem where you can buy fractional shares of an NFT. But it's the same thing. It's blue chip versus penny stocks to a degree. Now, I think there is more available information, I guess, for a lot of these projects versus penny stocks. Like penny stocks are rare that they take off, and we've seen a lot of success stories in the NFT world. But it's all, Andy says it all the time, it's the greatest online casino ever created. People are gambling with way more money than they would, like you said, you could take a painting off the wall, but you would never spend, not never, but you would never really, a lot of people, me included, would never spend $250,000 or think about it. And we've got people in the chat who they're buying NFTs probably more than the down payment they put on the house they live in. So it's just a different world. It's separated.
Well, the other thing that I also get a sense of, because it's how I have felt at times, sometimes when you're buying crypto, let's say, it almost feels like it's not real. Like the money that I'm spending on it doesn't exist. I'm like, it's monopoly money. I bought this crypto. And, I've actually invested quite a bit of money into crypto, but I don't really see it. So I don't really feel like I spent it, even though I did. Yeah. So it actually doesn't, I'm not as startled by my crypto portfolio going down, whereas my stock portfolio, which I've been investing in since I've been in second grade, so that's far more extensive. When it dips, I'm like, it feels more real and it startles me more. So I almost feel like the same would go for NFTs, where if someone invests $50,000 on a piece of artwork that they're putting on their wall, they're like, okay, this, this is real. Oh my God, this is, don't touch it. Stay away from this corner. But an NFT, you're like,
it's true.
Even though you did spend the money, it just doesn't feel as real.
Yeah, I've been experiencing that same thing because we were talking before the show about Super Bowl tickets, and I saw the first, the floor price for a Super Bowl ticket's a little over $6,000 right now. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not paying $6,000. And then I'm looking at some of my NFTs. I was like, I could literally just sell this and go to the Super Bowl. And it's like, do I really care about this NFT that much, or would I like a Super Bowl experience? But in that same way, there's still this sticker shock where it's like, oh, this is in Ethereum. It doesn't count. And this is cash. And oh my God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, 100%.
It's messed. I mean, my guy, the one I was just talking about, it's Franklin. His name's Franklin. He has 35 Bored Apes. Literally tweeted 2 minutes ago. Just got an offer for my gold ape, $1.16 million. Haha, not selling. That is insane.
No, it definitely happens. even in retrospect for me with like when Top Shot was going crazy and I was like,
Right.
I'm not going to sell my Top Shot moments. Like, why would I do that? But like, then you think about it, you're like, this is worth more than the apartment that I just bought in Williamsburg. Or am I sure that I don't want to
Yeah.
sell some Top Shot moments? I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Then you also think, what could it be worth later?
Yeah.
It's tough. You gotta really weigh what you think could happen, and sometimes you're probably gonna miss on that, and sometimes you probably will be like, thank God I didn't sell it, because now look at what it's worth.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely cases.
What was your first Top Shot opening experience? What did you think of that? Being more kind of entrenched in the sports world.
Okay, so I mean, my moments were pretty lame. I mean, Jack, I sent them to you. I'd have to go back in the message. I can't even recall. But it was the KD pack, so I automatically got a KD moment. So I appreciate that, because I mean, who doesn't love Kevin Durant? But it wasn't like some insane play that he made. I think it was I don't know, maybe like a random jumper for. I think it was a jumper from when the Nets played the Hornets and lost. So it wasn't anything that anyone is ever going to look back and be like, oh, that shot, that one. Yep. But it was funny because they have the feature where you can record yourself opening up your pack.
Did you do it?
I did. And it was so funny because my boyfriend was off to the side of me, and I was like, shh, be quiet. I'm doing my recording, my pack opening. And I was, expecting me to, because, I'm on TV. So I really know how to like turn it on. And when I was opening this, I was like, ooh, wow. And then after he was like, you sounded like a complete moron. And I was like, yep. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. When you get a Mo Bamba assist in the middle of January, it's.
I didn't even get a Mo Bamba.
I know.
The names I got were just really just garbage. But you know what? It was still, I paid $9. That's the thing, is I cannot be mad. I paid $9. And, but if I would have paid $1,000 and gotten these, but then again, it was interesting because I went and looked at the market for the moments that I got, and they did have some instances. And, granted, I know how the market ebbs and flows in the Top Shot regard, but even the shitty ones that I got, some of them sold for $400 something. I don't know who, maybe someone just is obsessed with this trash player, but you
want to talk to Pete about his
I'm like, should I just list these players? Should I just put these up for sale and see what happens? I don't know.
Now I gotta look who the players were just to make sure there was no one, that's a friend of the program.
I can't tell.
Okay, I'll give you credit. This is pretty great. So the whole joke on the show is Pete's actually a football guy. So there was no football NFTs at the beginning. And so he learned, I think, way more NBA knowledge because that's all we had.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Chimezi Metu?
Are you asking me or Charlie?
You, right?
Anyone. I would say even Andy had. You know Metu?
Come on, Jack.
I would not have really known who that is.
No, I mean, he's no one that anyone's ever
I know DeAnthony Melton and then Robin
big DeAnthony Melton guy.
It was really one of.
They're kind of washed up at this. It's not.
That's not a good pack. But you got Kevin Durant.
But yeah, I got Kevin Durant. So here's my thing, though. They won't let me buy. Well, I guess they won't let me buy another Kevin Durant pack, which is fine. But should I just keep buying more packs and just like hope to God I get
Dapper Labs is nodding right now.
Okay, I'm in. I'm gonna just do it. Because it was fun to it was like Christmas Day when you're like, ooh, what did I get? And this, this was a year where clearly, the parents were struggling a bit because I unwrapped my gifts and didn't get anything.
Well, one thing to your point, and this was actually news this week for Top Shot, and they had kind of rolled this out with their NFL packs. But initially, with the Top Shot packs, it was just a certain level of moment was in each pack. So they might have legendary packs, they might have common, but when you open a common pack, you're getting all commons.
That's what it said. It said common. Mine was common.
But they've now changed it where they're going to have packs where you can potentially bank a more rare moment in a common pack, which
so it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
Charlie, I see what you did there too. Charlie and her basketball moment factory.
Uh-huh.
There it is.
My golden ticket.
So yeah, I mean, to me, that gets me more excited about pack openings.
100%.
Just knowing that we can play that lotto a bit more.
Yeah, I actually agree with you because I guess you're right. Knowing that it was all going to be common, I guess you can't really be too upset because you knew what you were getting yourself into. But if there is the potential of hitting the lottery, that's awesome.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
I think, you're brand new to the Top Shot ecosystem, but it proves out a lot of what Top Shot's trying to do. You sign up with an email, right? So you don't need to buy Ethereum. I know you were having credit card problems, but I promise you, they normally work.
No, it turns out because my first credit card that I was using was through Merrill Lynch. And I actually got a call from them the next day. They were like, is everything all right? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, we had a lot of potential fraud charges on your card. I'm like, I was like, no, that was me. I was like, there were $9 charges. It was fine.
Right.
It wasn't like something insane. So I ended up having to use my boyfriend's card to buy it. That was the whole problem, is my card was blocking it. And they said Merrill Lynch is still very iffy and very wary of crypto and NFT purchases. So they're blocking lots of those. So for anyone out there who has a Merrill Lynch card, don't try it. It will not work.
Bunch of boomers over there at Merrill Lynch.
You say like the price to get in, right, on some of these NFTs is $20,000, $50,000, $10,000, even $3,000. That's a lot. And so I think what Top Shot has done a nice job of is you can get moments of your favorite players for $12, $25. So it's going to onboard a ton of people. Now, on the flip side, what we've seen is because they're pricing USD mostly, and that's how the market kind of moves, we don't see a lot of $100,000, $200,000 moments being sold because it doesn't feel like fake money. It feels like way realer money. So it totally works both ways, but I think it does prove like the pack opening experience is such a good one. The reason your shitty moments are worth at least something is because there's actual utility to it. So imagine you open a pack of cards at home, you get a Metu. That's literally like you could not sell that for 5 pennies. In Top Shot, at least they do challenges, they do team sets, which level up your score. So they kind of made it into a video game of sorts. So I think those are the cool things that we see in NFTs that differentiate from, our old cardboard.
So I just need them to do a challenge, gather the 5 worst players you can find.
Well, you say that, but in the team sets, it's actually really funny. Jarrell Brantley there were only 250 Jarrell Brantley moments. He was on the Jazz when Top Shot started. So those ones became worth like $500 because it was the last piece to everyone's Utah set. So don't count your Metus out yet. You never know what they might cook up.
Well, and they've been doing a ton of, they call them flash challenges, and they'll have a different theme to it. And so it seems like if they just keep these up at the clip, like no moment will go unused in one of these challenges. There will come a time where your moment, just your random ass moment, might be a bottleneck for a challenge in 10x. The key is
I better be
on top of
paying
it.
attention, right? Because if you're not paying attention, then you lose out on that opportunity.
Yeah.
So so that's my next question. How do you stay on top of the challenges? You know what you have. You are able to then decide, okay, this is the moment. I mean, we all have lives that we're living here. So,
well, one thing that Top Shot has said that they're going to implement, and they desperately need to implement, is a bidding system for moments. And so right now, if you have an NFT, a coveted NFT in your OpenSea account, people can send offers for it. And I generally use those offers as an indication of, what's going on with this project? This all of a sudden is hot again because people are sending me offers for this. So I'm imagining if Top Shot could get that implemented and all of a sudden people are sending me, offers for my Bruno Fernando, I'll probably go check out the challenges and be like, what's going on here? But right now you really do have to just kind of manually be on top of it.
Okay, so that actually, you just brought something up that I was unaware of. Okay, so as a now NFT holder, I should have an OpenSea account?
Yes.
Because I have a MetaMask where I keep my NFT.
And you can link the two. It takes 2 seconds, but yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or are we going to really, red pillar and get her on Looks Rare here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want
start collecting these WETH rewards.
Colin says for Charlie, there are archive packs. They're $19. for newbies, and those ones are more valuable. I think there's maybe even LeBron's in there. I know there's some of your favorite early 2000s players, so that's a good little secret.
Okay, yeah, 19. I can do 19.
Not through Merrill Lynch, you can.
Not
They may
Merrill Lynch. That's
send
where
the FBI to your house if you do a $19.
Yeah, they will not let me. I mean, they're very, very, very strict over there.
Just a couple housekeeping things. Someone was asking where NBL is tonight. Let me just say this: Rec Sports are tearing apart the club. We got Peter Jennings playing rec basketball on Tuesday nights. We got NBL going to be Drew Dinkmeyer's tennis partner tonight. So those of us that get our recreational activities in at a normal time during the day are here to provide crypto entertainment. Meanwhile, NBL and CSU getting in their cardio. So that's where NBL is right now. Charly, I know you've done stuff with wrestling in the past. We have, the UFC moments have now come to Dapper. They're starting to launch that. Would a WWE or wrestling NFT project, would that get you excited?
Yeah, I mean, UFC project gets me excited. Even just that. Tomorrow at ESPN. I'm going to host a UFC show. So nice. I think that would definitely be cool. I mean, UFC is so huge these days. So I'm excited to see how quickly that all catches on. But yeah, I think wrestling fans are insane. And I mean that in a really good way. They're very, very loyal and it's like a cult following. So I certainly think that wrestling NFTs could do very well.
I have breaking news. And it's on two fronts. First of all, I would like to introduce you to your new Zed horse, Charly on TV. The club
Chug Unlimited. Wow.
The legend of Babs is only going to grow because I'm told this horse is from Babs. And I have even better news as I share the screen here. Your horse is in its inaugural Griffin race here in 2 minutes, Charly.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. Are we gonna watch the race?
We are going to watch the race.
Oh, okay. This is incredible. Wow. This is,
I told you he's the best Canadian I know.
Everybody who helped me to get here. Thank you to all the little people. Should I win this race, I will hand out all of,
What is the Griffin race prize pool before Charly starts doing her Oscar?
I don't think it's much. I'm not sure it's anything.
Listen, all I need it to be is $19 so I can get an archive pack. That's it. I just need $19.
Charly's going to do the NFT paperclip challenge on Club Top Shot. Start with a free horse, turn it into a $19 pack.
That is such a cool I don't even know what to call it, phenomenon. I saw the girl on TikTok who did it. I'm like, wow. And what she ended up with, a house.
Cool.
Jack tried.
Wait, someone traded for a house?
No one traded.
Yeah, someone started with paperclip and then she got a house.
Okay.
I just don't believe that.
That's nuts.
I mean, yeah, there might have been some background stuff around them. Okay, here we go.
All right, number 7.
Oh, we're in the 7. Lucky number 7.
We gotta let Charly hear some music here.
Wow.
So Charly, don't ask if the horses can run in circles. They're still working on that. Straight line only. So we like the sprinters. But these are all fresh new horses. Their first time.
There we are.
Let's go.
Wow, what a beauty. What a beauty. Okay, red is the color of rubies. That's my birth gemstone. It's just all very well worked. These other horses have nothing on mine. Nothing. Come on. You can just tell.
Triple Shot Espresso is a good horse name.
So we got 2,200 meters. We're on the Valencia track here.
Let's go.
The prize pool you can see down here in the bottom left, Charly, 0.0145. I mean,
it's like $20.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's all she wants.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, red. Come on.
All right, good start.
Move it. Let's go.
Charly,
oh my gosh, look at that. Let's go.
A second. Come on.
Let's go. Come on. Edge out blue. Let's go. Pull ahead. Oh my goodness. Let's go.
This is a long race. Still
wow, we got a ways to go.
Charlie,
Did
can you
I
maintain
jockey
this
No.
level of enthusiasm for another 1,000 meters?
Oh my God, let's go. Come on, you stupid horse.
She's
No,
already
talk some more
turned
shit.
on her
Let's go.
horse. It
Come on,
is
Charlie,
the
you
titular
idiot.
name, so you can't say anything too bad about the horse.
Let's go. Come on.
Damn
So much
the
more to
jockey.
go.
I can see it.
Let's go. Let's pull the comeback. Stage that comeback, baby.
Charlie's
Let's
You
charging.
go.
don't want to be in first place.
Wow, this one over on the
Charlie's
left.
charging.
Come on.
Let's go.
Charlie.
Come on.
Go,
Come on,
Charlie.
Judy.
It's over
Let's go.
1,200 meters.
Go, Charlie.
Yeah, we're still
Man,
halfway to go.
This one needs to break a leg in
Still
front.
so much
Someone
more
needs
to
to
go.
Tanya Harding that horse.
Oh my God. We're Tanya Harding the competition.
Let's go.
Oh no.
Oh, come on.
No.
There's a lot of time left.
Yeah. This is a long race.
I
Come
mean,
on,
you really
see,
get
now
your
this.
money's
Okay,
worth.
you know what? This is good. You know what? I like the pace that my horse is keeping. It's there's not too high of highs, not too low of lows.
Yeah.
It's staying
not
pretty
overexerting
even.
Itself.
And you've been leading this race. A lot of horses have been coming and going.
Yeah,
Charlie,
I mean, this is good. We could be way
600
in the
meters.
back.
We need at least a top 3 finish. We've been up at the front, literally.
Come on. Oh, the blues.
Yeah, I don't
pulling.
Charlie.
Come on,
Let's
Charlie.
go.
All right, here we go.
Let's
Go,
go.
kick it.
Eager of
We're
the
in
sword.
fourth.
Come on.
Come on, Charlie.
Let's go. Come on. Oh, fifth. Damn it.
That's not good.
Charlie will never
Damn it!
purchase another
No!
NFT if this horse
No!
doesn't
Oh
win.
no.
No, this is not good. This is
Oh,
no.
Charlie.
Oh man.
Charlie.
No.
Oh, that's brutal.
11.
Not last. Not last.
Charlie, I think we're gonna have to send it to the glue factory.
All right, guys. Well, you told me I could leave when I was ready to go, and I'm ready. Damn it. You know what? I'm still proud. I'm still proud of my girl. All right.
Greek freak love boat.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
Spin-
She has potential.
This is what, if you want to talk like you're a true Zed horse race enthusiast, this is what you say. You go to the podium after the race and you're like, look, our horse, we run shorter distances. We're 1,000 meter
I'm a
to
sprinter.
1,400 meter.
We're a
sprinter.
sprinting team.
We don't need this long shit. I mean, what is this, a
the
marathon?
long distance. We're not here for the cross country races, okay? We're here for the sprints.
See, the rhetoric is already, that's not its distance. See, they
Wait,
already
but-
know how to spin this.
We're
Yes.
kind of joking, but it also is a real thing. Some horses in the game are better at short
Thank you,
distance.
Rock Dog. Yes, a circular track. No question as to who wins. No question. We were asked to enter this race last minute. And
We
being
were.
the good sports
Sure.
that we are, you know what? We weren't going to turn it down. We're not afraid of losing. Come on. All right. We fall down, we get back up. That's where we're at.
I do
Thank you
think,
to everyone who supported.
Charlie, do you want to
Right.
say that another term we should probably teach you is getting rugged? You got rugged by Babs. We built him up and then he sent us a shitty horse. That's what happened.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's something I'll remember. Whenever you and I may cross paths in the future, I'll remember this. But you know what? It's all good.
That's all right.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
As John said, we're going to hit the dark market of the Zed ecosystem, and we're going to get those PED boosters. We'll be
Listen,
fine.
here's the thing: is we want to enter into society. This horse racing society. People believing that where we play a fair game, right? You get everyone on your side. Everyone, they love you, they believe you. They they're really here to support. And then that's when you start slipping in very slowly the performance enhancing drugs, and no one will suspect a thing, right? Because you already have their support.
Well, the other part of this is this horse we're going to get your MetaMask address, and this horse, Charlie on TV, will be shipped to your account. And you will be free to either just admire it in your online
Oh,
stable.
no, we're racing. We're racing.
Or you can just start racing
Yeah.
around the clock. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no,
we're gonna have to teach you how to buy wrapped Ethereum. But
Oh.
we'll talk about that at a later
Yeah, there's a
time.
lot.
There's a lot of intricacies to this online ecosystem. But what did you think as now a dual NFT holder? Obviously, you love the Knights, but that is another experience in the metaverse. Does that bring it a little more together, like the feeling of ownership there?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. I mean, I think it's cool because it's interactive. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of interactive experiences that deal with NFTs too. I just haven't yet become immersed into those. But I love the interactive experience because it's like you feel like you have skin in the game. You're like, oh, because I bought this, I can be in this race. And so I thought it was really cool. But I also then it still gets me wondering, like we talked about before, who's training this horse? Who decides that this horse, I guess you said there's the
there's
lines
algorithm and
odds
and
but so I guess there's a lot of research that goes into it, but I just Big Red she has a lot more in the tank.
But I will say, as far as your NFTs, like you can buy your NFT profile picture, and like you said, you're just kind of staring at it, admiring it, kind of poking it to do something. I mean, we were screaming at a digital horse. I mean, if that's not utility, I don't know what is.
No, it was awesome. That was really cool.
Maybe utility is being able to feel something, and so that's where I think NFTs really come in great.
Yeah, that's why even just watching the crypto charts is great, because you can lose half your net worth, and at least you're feeling something.
When I first started investing in crypto, I would just watch it. I would buy it because at first I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna buy it, and then I would just watch it. I'm like, shit, it's gone down 20 cents. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I should have waited, and I would just stress, and I remember there was a 6-hour span where I was just sitting on my phone staring at the charts and the prices, and I would buy, and then I would regret it, and then I would be like, okay, I'm going to buy more. I mean, and you get obsessive over it. I mean, it's probably very slippery slope if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With your crypto, have you just been kind of stacking it, or did you do your buys at once and then you've kind of set it and forget it, or have you kind of dollar cost average?
I bought at different points in time, like when I thought it was wise to do so, when there's dips maybe, or when I've made a few bad decisions along the way. But I've pulled no money out yet. And now watching some of the prices go lower, I'm not too worried. There's a couple just coming full circle back to your beautiful sushi lunch that you had today. I bought a coin called Sushi, and I was advised by a couple people to buy it, and I just have been watching it day by day. I just get the alerts; it's going lower and lower and lower, and I'm like, a few weeks ago I saw it get to a very nice price, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to the sushi, and now I wish I would have just let it go, because I don't really have that much faith in that one. But some of the more trusted coins, I feel, everything.
Andy, any commentary on Charlie's sushi bags?
Sushi's had a tumultuous couple months.
Yeah,
they've had multiple CEOs step down.
No, great. Damn it.
I would say they're at the, if I was going to say, I don't think that much more could go wrong for them.
That's great.
And so
awesome.
I'd say really up only at this point, because what else could happen, really?
Yeah. I mean, things are looking pretty dismal for sushi. So, it's just where I find myself at this point in my life. So I don't know what to say.
What other random non Bitcoin and Ethereum stuff have you dabbled with?
I have bought AMP, which was doing really well for a while. I had some friends who invested in AMP. So they were very big on it. But right now it's lower than even, actually, I think right now it's at the price of when I purchased my first batch. So I've seen that fluctuate a lot too. I mean, everything's been fluctuating lately. So, let's see what else. I have AMP, I have Sushi. Let's see what else I've got going.
I'm not familiar with AMP. Someone give me the TLDR on that one.
It is
I don't have any like real knowledge as to what exactly they do. So I need to figure that all out.
AMP is a rebasing stablecoin. So basically, when AMP is trading above $1, it gives you more of the coins until it's worth $1 again. When it's trading below $1, you lose coins until it's trading at $1 again.
That's kind of interesting. And
so the idea is that like AMP should always be worth $1. And when the price of AMP appreciates, you don't gain money because your AMP is worth more. You gain money because you have more AMP.
Okay. Wow. Charlie, you're into some freaky stable coins over there.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Have you been noticing when AMP, rises above and below $1, seeing those fluctuations?
I mean, AMP has AMP, I think I only remember one period of time where it's gotten above $1.
Wow.
No, wait, above it. I don't even know if it.
You've been on the
No,
wrong
it's never
side of
been
AMP.
above. AMP has never been above $1.
Uh-oh. You're down bad, Charlie.
What?
I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with AMP I'm just
wait.
I'm
Let
just
me see.
jokes.
AMP has never been above $1.
Andy, defend your coin.
Or maybe
Well,
it has.
no, that's the whole thing. Is when it's getting close
Hold
to
on.
being above $1, it rebases instead.
Hold on.
So it shouldn't be above $1. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There we go. We solved the AMP mystery. Not financial advice. Please DYOR on rebasing stable coins. Let's see here. Charlie, do you have any? You said you already opened your Top Shot packs, right?
Yes, my first one. Yeah.
I think we should open some packs. I think we all collectively maybe still have some Top Shot packs. I have an NFL all day pack from the other day. What do we say we open some packs? Yo, what up? It's DJ Pete Overzet. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were gonna get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. 13-25, Kevin Durant. We're gonna get a LaMelo. We're gonna get a Luka. We're gonna get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it! I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. Let's go. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these 9 packs. Cheers. Thank you to Charlie for joining us tonight. Let's see here.
Shout out Pamplemousse LaCroix. That's the best flavor of LaCroix.
Is that your jam? I'm normally a coconut, but I enjoy it.
I don't like coconut, just like in general.
The watermelon is very delicious.
I like that one too. I'm living a life of luxury today and having vodka sodas with some Saratoga sparkling water.
Holy cow, you are balling out.
Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Shout out Eric Z. I'll also be at the Knick game tomorrow, seeing that scrub Ja Morant.
Wow.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, those Ja Morant Zion debates we've had. I don't remember who was on the Zion side, but that hasn't aged that well.
I was definitely on the Zion side.
I mean, Ja's like an MVP candidate, right?
Like fakely. I mean,
oh boy.
Like it depends. Everyone's technically an MVP candidate because everyone's in the voting process, but he won't receive like top votes.
Okay. I will. Should I do
like
my
Joe Flacco was in the MVP like candidacy. Like he could have received a vote. And he would have.
Please don't compare Ja Morant to Joe Flacco.
Oh, wow. We're doing
You're right. One's a champion, one's not. All right, continue on.
Yeah, so I had gotten the one standard pack. I lined up for the divisional round pack and got one of these. So this is my second NFL all-day pack opening experience. And as a content play, Jack, I saved it for the show.
That's a great move by you.
Go.
Let me just claim it.
What's the top moments to pull here? Divisional round.
I mean, divisional
these games
round
are amazing.
Yeah, we got that Chiefs Bills barn burner.
So now, how much does a pack like this cost?
This one was $50, I believe.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So the all day packs have been at a higher price point. Also have the Brady's last game potentially.
Ooh,
until he comes back.
Please.
Charlie, you think Brady's coming back? Are you buying this? You think he's done?
I don't think. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, so it's funny. I had heard rumors that because of autographs round they raised that he was going to retire months ago, just like through crypto stuff. Talked to a lot of people, and like people were saying, yeah, like he's making so much money from this NFT thing that he legitimately is considering retiring. And I'd heard this literally months ago, but I never said anything because it's just like friends of friends telling me this. Yeah, and it was ridiculous.
The two of their net worth is $1 billion. Like,
I mean,
what's it
yeah,
matter?
but his equity
wasn't
in
playing for the
autograph
money.
is also
No, I'm
like
saying.
$500 million.
Right. That's true.
So like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
that's crazy.
The
Yeah,
thing
I
is-
actually met with the autograph guys pretty early on. Probably should have worked something out there, but I'm a
Could have
bad
been
trader.
you, Jack.
I'm a
Could have been
bad
you.
trader. What can I say?
All right, let's see what we got here.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for this pack too. So we have 3.
I love the music that they type in too. It's great.
Now, Charlie, I know you're new. What if I told you that someone on this show is known for clicking reveal all and not doing them one moment?
No,
at a
that is
time?
like, you know what? That is like the person who bites into their cheese stick. I mean, I just want no part of it. I'm already going
Wait.
crazy just thinking about it.
Credit where credit is due. I also do that. So
Wait,
do?
bite
Totally
into
fair.
a
Oh my
cheese
God.
stick?
What do? You peel it?
Of course, and the Kit
Oh, I
Kats,
bite
you
in.
into
I
your,
bite
you,
in.
you-
I'm a bite-in guy too.
what about the Kit Kats? You break them apart and
No, break those apart. Andy, stop.
Andy,
you don't break
are
those
you a
apart. You eat
serial
it like
killer?
a chocolate. Yeah,
I don't think so.
that's besides the point.
oh my god.
Do you really have to ask? Look at this
Hold on,
mustache,
my
Charlie.
computer's on low battery.
she's leaving. I've ruined the show for her.
No, my computer's on low battery. Okay. Okay. I'm back.
Yes, Andy is potentially a serial killer based
Wow,
on
yeah.
these. But I honestly didn't know that the cheese stick thing was an indicator of it.
No, that's terrible. I mean, I
I
don't
didn't even
wanna
know
talk
you
about
could
it
peel
anymore.
the cheese stick.
Of course, that's the point of it. It's like into little strands.
I think Andy just doesn't like to share. You know, people are always saying, you know, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, and he's like, no, and just
Yeah.
kinda
Well, I'm
shoves it
always
right
eating
in.
cheese sticks. People are like, hey, let me get a strand of that. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to share it with you. So you take a
Andy,
big
he
bite out
just
of it
cuts
and
right to the punch. Give me all my moments. Give me that cheese stick. Give me that
Wow.
Kit Kat bar.
No
All right.
patience. Okay.
Let's see what we got here. Number 1. Ooh, Devin Singletary.
All right.
What are you going to do for me here? Wait, this is from the wild card round? Why did it say divisional round on my pack?
Wait,
I love
it
this.
did.
I love this $15 billion company.
Hey, am I drunk or did I have
Nope.
a
It
divisional
did.
round
It's a
pack?
divisional.
Yeah, no, it's a divisional.
Definitely said divisional.
Can someone
Maybe they
can someone
sold
in
it
the
during the
chat
divisional round.
tell me? I
But
got
still,
drunk.
not a bad moment.
All right, Beta says they mix them. Some moments are for both rounds. I mean, goodness.
This doesn't really make
Can-
sense.
all I
but-
would just ask is just to label the packs wild card and divisional. That's my only comment on that.
That's unrealistic. They are in beta.
Ooh, yes, give me a DeMar Chase.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, this is a nice play. And this is divisional round.
There we go. Love
Kind of
Jamar.
cool we finally have NFL moments. I mean, we talked about this for like 9 months.
You do get. That's how you know a player is a budding superstar when they put the ball out away from their body like that. Like Odell would do that. LaShawn McCoy used to do that. And you're like, you probably shouldn't do it.
They just don't
but
care.
They don't care. All right, let's see what I got for my final here.
Patrick.
Ooh,
Oh,
Mecole Hardman.
this was a nice run from him. I'm not gonna lie.
It was. And as someone who has overdrafted Mecole Hardman every single year in fantasy, this moment deeply resonates with me. The potential, we'll only remember the highlights and then not all of the weeks where he does nothing. Pretty fun pack though. I like the
Really,
Jamar
I would
Chase.
say you got a pretty good track.
I like that pass.
So I'm curious because the NFL moments seem to be more significant than the NBA.
Well, those were playoff moments.
Of course, no, but still, I mean, it. You know, I just feel like the plays that they chose still. You know,
You're
I
right.
guess in
You're
basketball there
definitely
are
right.
smaller. Like there's like an assist sometimes isn't as
Well,
sexy as.
So
You know,
Charlie,
like
the first moment, the first pack that was ever released, there is a first quarter punt from the Steelers in week 14.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so
don't-
they exist.
Don't get it twisted. Dapper will give you some pretty shitty moments.
What UFC moment would be on your wish list?
Ooh, I mean, Which one would be on my wish list? I mean, I think the ones obviously that are going to make the most money. I think McGregor, Khabib. I mean, I love the women too. Like I love Amanda Nunes. But yeah, I don't know. I guess any knockout or submission, I suppose would be what probably worth the most.
Yeah, I feel like UFC, it lends itself to really cool moments naturally. Just that normally the knockouts or submissions, that's literally ending the fight and giving someone a victory in a way that a lot of these NFL and NBA moments, they're just a part of the game. They can be cool, but the fact that it's like the winning.
Would they do injuries cool. as a
probably not
as a moment? You think? Because that would be. I mean, I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to have one. I mean, they exist. They already happen. It's not like I'm inflicting it on you.
I think they're pretty.
Like when Anderson Silva snapped his leg. Like I remember watching that being like, holy shit.
I bet they wouldn't do that. They're pretty protective and their deals with the player association and stuff. I bet there's some, fine print in there as far as, making sure these guys look decent in these moments. Let's see. Jack, do you have any Top Shot packs? I have a couple old ones I can do if you aren't sitting on anything.
Yeah, I do. I'll share the an archive pack so Charlie can see.
Yeah.
What one of those?
This is one you haven't opened yet.
That's correct. So these I've saved up over the past year or so. This is the most valuable one I have left from Series 2, which is the last series. But they gave a bunch of these archive sets to people who had like run it back moments, which is another form of kind of archive. But yeah, we'll open up one of these. I like the archive packs. They're cool. Good music too. Really good music. All right, here we go. There, Jeffrey. There, Jack.
Getting all the Jareds.
All the Jacks. All the Jareds. And Robert Horry against the Knicks.
Ooh, Robert Horry's a fun one.
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
Pass. Yeah, that's a great pass. So that's what the archive packs look like. So
okay.
I would definitely cop one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I have some packs here that I haven't opened in a while. What do we got here? We can do should we get a WNBA one? I haven't opened this. WNBA Best of 2021 Drop 2. It's always we get hype, Charlie, for the various music that accompanies. And it's a bummer we don't have any Cool Cats packs because those have the best music.
Oh my God, Dios mío, they say, oh my God, oh my God, Dios mío, they say, oh my God, oh my God, Dios mío, they say, oh my God, Dios mío. I walk in and they say, OMG, they love me or they hate me, they notice me. My ratchet poetry has got them scouting. I just say LMFAO, I was JK Rowling. Some of y'all need to chill out. Housewives, take your pills out. I was just
kidding. Oh, that's nice cereal.
It's about to get real now, so you best stop acting fake. I saw you, KD2 on Rio. Bring the lights up. You knew the first rule to this fight. Don't be American Idol. If I'm criminal style, think I'm idol. So now I'm coming up the game. MJ coming out of retirement. Oh my God, Becky, look at her. But if she don't get those shots, you know where she's gonna blow up. Oh, you're feeling dope. I got the illest flow. I spin a Miller, so silicone quiet. And watch this little booty go viral. Oh my God, Dios mío. They say, oh my God, oh my God.
I like how in the first angle of it goes so high that it goes out of the clip.
Oh my God,
he lose the ball for a minute.
What was that, Andy?
I liked how in the first part of the video it goes so high that you lose the ball for a bit there.
Yeah. I always like that when it happens in like NFL games where the cameraman gets thrown by the play action and he like quickly realizes his mistake and like jerks the camera right back over. Do you find yourself getting the bug, Charlie, wanting to rip more packs?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I just need to find it. I just need to now get my hands on a credit card that'll work every time because it was so frustrating. I was trying and failing. So I just need to get my hands on a credit card that will allow me to do my thing.
Yeah. What could you ever see yourself changing your Twitter profile to NFT?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like I don't even pay attention to my Twitter or like, is Instagram, you think, gonna follow suit?
What would you say on that, Jack? I see some people do the profile pic on Instagram, but it's not near as prevalent as Twitter.
No, definitely
Twitter is
not.
where most people in this space reside, right? I mean, that's where all the chat is. And
yeah. Would you ever pay $3 a month to make your profile picture hexagonal and a NFT?
Have you seen that?
Yes, I have. I would pay $3 if I had something that was pretty valuable.
Whoa. Be careful now. Remember what you do have.
No, I know, but for $3 a month, I mean, how long am I keeping it up there?
I bet that Knights of Degen would pay for you in perpetuity your $3 a month charge if you made your Knights of Degen their profile pic.
Wow,
I'm sure they would find the shekels in the Knights purse.
That I might have to have.
I'll talk to the team.
No, because I mean, look, it's like we talked about. I mean, it's $3 a month. Here's the thing. I'm sure if I changed it, I probably would never think about it, and I would just continuously have it up there. It's committing to it. It's like when you subscribe to an app for $3 a month. You know, once you have it, it does not mean anything to you, and you mindlessly just keep paying it, and then you probably realize 2 years later, like, oh shit, I'm still paying that fee every month for the app that I never use. So it probably is one of those things. Once you commit to doing it, not a big deal, but bringing yourself to type in your payment info and, you know, agreeing to the terms and, you know, all that. That's probably the biggest hurdle.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, $3. $3.
Andy, are you going to go Hex? Are you going to become a Hex, bro?
No, I pay for Twitter Blue, and I actively do not do the Hex thing.
Is it because you change too much?
Yeah, I change it too often, and I'm too lazy. Because like, since I keep all my NFTs on a ledger, you have to like download this other mobile app to do it. It's like a whole thing, and I don't want to. I don't care.
So then what are you using Twitter Blue for? I thought that was the
primary. What is the
I would say it's a complete waste of money, and I just have a spending problem.
You just wanted to poke around and see what.
Can you edit tweet within like 30 seconds or something?
Yeah, that's actually, I would say that's one of the worst features that has ever been made, and I've actively turned it off for everything. Because
30 seconds.
So basically, like when you press send tweet, you have like you can set it to a certain amount of time where you can undo the tweet. But what happens is you don't actually read your tweet and undo it during that period of time. You just press send a second time to go past it. Like, I'm not going to proofread my tweet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who am I kidding? If it was actually being able to edit, I would pay for that. I mean, I guess
you have to proofread. You have to hit send twice.
Yeah. So you basically, like, if you have it turned on, you type out your tweet, you press send, and then you go to another screen, and there's like a little loading circle, and it's just your tweet again. And you have to press send again or wait till it's done in order for it to send.
That's miserable.
So
they make you pay for that?
Press send. Yeah, it literally makes the app worse. And
you know what they should do? They should make that for every Twitter user and only give Blue members the ability to just blast up.
No, so I had paid for it when it first came out, and then I canceled it. And then it purely anecdotal, but I felt like I noticed that there were more ads on Twitter when I didn't have Twitter Blue, like more promoted tweets and stuff. And since I've resubscribed to it, I feel like there are less promoted tweets and ads. And so, like I said, it's
they should probably have no promoted tweets or ads if you're on Blue. Isn't that the whole?
Yeah,
I when you buy Hulu Plus, you don't have any ads anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when the big commotion was stirred up because they increased the Twitter count limit. The character limit. Remember what it used to be?
140. Yeah.
140. What is it now?
280.
So yeah. I remember it was like, oh my God, how could you? You're ruining the essence of Twitter. Gosh, 140. I can barely stay in the 280 range sometimes now. I guess that's more for the promoted tweets.
Yeah, they literally can't ever introduce an edit button because you just think of, you could have a tweet that blows up and you go edit it to say something awful or whatever, and then it's like, I didn't retweet this, or it's a whole
100%.
can of worms.
I also, though, when you put out a really bomb tweet and it gets traction, then you realize that there's just something really stupid, a stupid autocorrect. Like I had something the other day that I don't remember what it was, and instead of saying field goal, it somehow was girl goal. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know why it was changed to girl goal, but I was like, damn it. But at this point, it already had, I don't know, 100 retweets. So I was like, oh, well, everyone's just going to think I'm an idiot. So it's okay.
I actually do you guys ever do the thing with Gmail where you can undo a send? They have like a 20-second buffer on it.
20 seconds is still not long enough.
But it's so stupid, but I always press send and do my proofread of the email knowing I have 20 seconds to do it. And I've always proofread my email during that 20-second send. And that's how I feel alive.
That is psycho.
While biting into a cheese stick, just right in, just living on
the edge.
Yeah, it is. We would not want to see what a IBL thread would look like if they gave this guy, more characters. Charlie, any other final, NFT questions?
Well,
here?
I just want to do, I just want to run down a couple other random coins that I have since I was looking at my portfolio, and I actually was reminded of what I actually have. And, okay, so I also own Chainlink, Polygon, Aave.
Is
it Aave? Is that how you say it? I've always heard it pronounced Aave.
It's definitely
Ave. Ave Maria.
A lot of derivatives of that coin. Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. My thing is now stalling. What else do we have? Polkadot. Invictus.
I thought you had like one or two. You got a bag.
No, I have a lot. I have Cardano, Solana. What else do we have? I have what is this one? I have to get on this other app that I have. Now that I haven't even logged into this. I have this
you
one.
Own Invictus?
Oh, I have a lot of Invictus.
Wait, how did you even buy that? What was?
Okay, listen. Jack, I was kind of getting into this with you, and I'm hoping to
Charlie. I wouldn't say this on public airways. Let's just bring this offline.
Yeah. I wasn't going to get into the details of it, but it was just this thing that I was doing. And I have a lot of Invictus.
That's incredible.
Like a lot of Invictus. Like as much as we're like joking that people spend on NFTs of Invictus.
Andy, tell people what Invictus is, maybe myself included.
I still really don't believe that she owns the same thing that I'm thinking of. But it's like it's a fork of Olympus DAO on Solana.
It is.
I at one point also owned a lot of Invictus. I no longer own any Invictus personally.
Oh, was Charlie your exit liquidity?
Buy me out at its all-time high, please.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, guys, it's okay. You know what? That's what I'm saying. It's money that I have sitting in there that, like, honestly, I was just reminded of it. And now I'm gonna like probably have trouble sleeping tonight. But I actually had forgotten about it until I just brought this up to you. So that's what I'm saying. Monopoly money. There is a bit of beauty of this whole.
I mean, Jack, you couldn't let her tell the story as a content play? I thought you were a content man.
I'm making everyone subscribe to the private channel on your Discord. We're upselling right now. If you want to hear the real story, Charlie gets a 25% kickback because it's her content, and we'll share it later.
There we go. Yeah, I think you undersold it. You're like, oh, I'm in a couple things. And
no. I was talking too slow, and I was letting the AMP backstory clutter my brain when really I should have just been spitting out these other coin names. Yeah, I have quite a bit. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised because, we've talked about, you just can't sit and watch, what the market's doing. I mean, it's unhealthy unless you're day trading, then I suppose that's all you're doing. But my portfolio is up as of now compared to when I last checked it. So things are okay. All right.
I look forward to the next time you come on and you're going to be telling us the most random ass NFT projects you are now holding. I can see the trajectory right now, Charly.
Yeah, I don't want to say I'm easily influenced. Like, it's not in a way where I don't think for myself. I just get really excited about things. And I'm definitely, I would consider myself to be adventurous. And I always, like, even with my traditional stocks, I've always been more prone to high risk stocks rather than, playing the really safe game. I do that too, but it's been something that I've always had these conversations with my financial advisor about. I'm like, let's go for it. He's like, all right, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. And then like a year later, he's like, that was a good move. I'm like, yes.
There you go. Fortune favors the bold.
Yes. Exactly.
So what else do you have on tap coming up? You mentioned you hosting the UFC show. Where can people check you out these days?
Yeah, so I'm really all over ESPN. A little bit of everywhere right now. The ESPN show I'm doing tomorrow, it's called Fight Club. I think it also airs on YouTube, but it's predominantly aired in our international properties. So it's like very, very popular in Australia and the UK. But I can find out. I'll find out if it's something that you can access domestically as well. But so I'll be doing that. And I then, even before that, I'm going down to Bristol early because I have a interview with Robert Whittaker ahead of UFC 271. So that'll be a really cool one. And every week we have the First Take, Her Take podcast with myself, Kimberly Martin, Mel Duncan. So the new episode just dropped today and it's actually a really good one. So I'm a little bit everywhere right now.
That's awesome. Are you ever tempted to mention your crypto bags on your ESPN platform? Pump a little Invictus to the UFC bros?
Yeah, I should. God, I really should. I think everyone, this is the move right now. Go for it.
Not financial advice, but also take a look. Yeah. Andy, anything else? Any final words for you? I saw your roommate. She's worried about you on Twitter.
Yeah, she's
Why?
at her because she's not home right now. She's at her parents. For reference, it's my fiance, not my roommate.
Yeah, I just was noticing the cat castle in the background.
Yeah, Larry and Lola are so I think they're asleep. I don't know. I feel like they're way more sedentary when it's just me at home.
Wait, let me get my home.
I think
do you think it was because she saw you were drinking vodka sodas that she was worried about you? Why
no, I think it's because I tweeted out that rats sometimes in New York look cute.
That would be concerning.
Oh my God, that's a cute one.
Oh wow,
Zora.
we got to go full screen here for Zora. Wow,
she's so sweet.
I love that face. Oh, Zora.
I know. She's my little baby. I love her.
There you go. Jack, any final words for you here?
Yeah, I officially got a new roommate tonight. So she's not my fiance, but just a roommate for now. But
I'm sure she's
For now.
sharing that.
Next episode, he's like, she's actually my fiance.
But we've gone through a lot in this apartment. If you all recall, I used to do this show from a mattress on the floor with probably COVID. So we've upgraded and we'll be not in Brooklyn. That's all. I don't want to dox, but not coming out to Brooklyn.
You
Andy.
can't
until
dox
the house
borough you're going to be in?
Until the housewarming party, of course.
All right. We'll see you there.
So you guys found an apartment, though, is what you're saying?
We found an apartment.
When are you moving out of that place?
We got like 2 more weeks and I'm doing everything I can Peter Jennings style. I'm not going to be here for the next 12 days and then I get back and then I'm gone for 5 more. So I really, he's always been a role model to me. And so I'm taking after him by doing everything I can.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. How are you going to squeeze that in with our LA trip?
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Vegas Friday, LA for a week, Cleveland a few days after. It's quite fun.
Wow. Look at this, man. Well, Charly, thank you again for swinging by. You have a open invite anytime you want to come. Swing by the club, pump your shitcoin bags, talk NFT, show off the dog, you are more than welcome. And yeah, it was great having you guys on. We'll be back next Tuesday. I think MBL cooking up some good stuff with Floaty. So we're excited to hear more about that. Appreciate you guys as always. We will see you next week. Peace.